Hi, I'm the Malt activist, and today we're going to Campbeltown to Glengyle Distillery because I have in my hand the Kilkerran Work in Progress number 7. Those who know me know I have this, really irrational fascination for whiskeys that come out of Campbeltown. Springbank, I think, was really the reason why I, had this thing for Campbeltown whiskeys, purely because they, produce 3 different types of expressions from one set of equipment, and to me, that's like really, really smart. But then I came across Kilkerran, which is from the Glengyle Distillery. And I didn't know anything about it. I remember we were going to my whiskey club's whiskey tasting, and I was supposed to bring along a bottle, and I had just randomly picked up the Work in Progress 4, and that was matured in bourbon barrels. And basically, when I opened it at the tasting at my whiskey club, people just went crazy. They're like, "What is this? This is amazing!" So I did a bit of digging and found out that Glengyle, which is a very, very recent and young distillery, had just started distilling spirit. And I'm guessing, as a means of making some much needed revenue for a young distillery, they started releasing the Work in Progress series. So the Kilkerran Work in Progress 1 is essentially a 5-year-old spirit. So they bottled that 5-year-old and said, "This is what we have so far. Have a taste, let us know what you think." And so they continued doing that. They came out with Work in Progress 2, Work in Progress 3. I got my hands on Work in Progress 4. By that time, word had gone around that, this distillery was doing something special. And then everybody started, getting their hands on Kilkerran WIPs. Then I remember they did 5. They did a sherry version with 5. Then they did a 6. And finally, this WIP7, which I have in my hand, is an 11-year-old single malt matured in bourbon barrels, and surprisingly, it's the only one at cask strength that they decided to release. I don't know why, but I'm glad they did. And eventually, they made their way all the way up to the 12-year-old. Now, this 12-year-old is a mix of 70% bourbon and 30% sherry, and it's very, very lightly peated, just a hint of smoke, very nice. But the one I want to share with you today is the Work in Progress 7 Bourbon Wood. Okay, let's get us a glass. So this is a natural color, no chill filtration, cask strength whiskey, just the way I like it. What a beautiful nose on this. It's so buttery, it's so creamy, citrusy. It has a nice minerality to it as well. It seems like an old school whiskey, what they used to make back in the day. There's vanilla, grapes, green apple, hints of coconut, and then just the slightest of smoke. This is such a lovely nose. I wish they had just stopped here at the WIP7 and released it as an 11-year-old single malt at cask strength, always matured in bourbon barrels, and I would have been very happy with that. But obviously this was just their way of showcasing their progress all the way up to 12, which is now the staple in the core lineup. Unfortunately, this one has been completely discontinued. So if you can get your hands on it somehow, please do. And then send it to me. Beautiful nose, really, really like it. Cheers. Ooh, wonderful mouthfeel. Reminds me of Kleinleash. Actually, lovely delivery, very velvety mouthfeel, quite fruity to begin with. So I get those apples with a hint of smoke. There's citrus there as well, but more of like a lemony citrus, not a sharp lime citrus, but a softer, more rounded lemon citrus. Quite organic. An earthy feel to it as well. The finish is nice and warming. Like I feel like I want to go to bed now. Very comforting finish, if you like. There's really no off notes here that I can tell. Just hits all the spots. I've had this bottle for a really long time, and as you can see, it's almost done. And but the spirit, it's held up in this bottle. You know, I haven't opened this in maybe 3 or 4 years, but it's holding up beautifully. It's still the same as I remember it, and that's why I'm a fan. I'm a huge fan of anything that comes out of Glengyle. I have the entire series. You know, I managed to get a hold of it from WIP1 and finally the 12. So that's a nice little souvenir sitting on my shelf. But yeah, if you can get your hands on it, get it. It's a wonderful whiskey. If you like high strength whiskeys done to near perfection in really good bourbon barrels, then this whiskey is for you. So thank you for joining me for this whiskey review. I'm the Malt Activist. Until next time, peace.